Today we are going to be making 3 pumpkin breakfast recipes that are just going to brighten your morning. Starting with some pumpkin oatmeal. You just can't go wrong with a warm, cozy, comforting oatmeal. Next, we're going to be making pumpkin scones, which has to be one of my favorite recipes ever. They are so delicious, such a favorite. And finally, we are making pumpkin pancakes. I mean, you just can't go wrong with pancakes and then making them pumpkin pancakes. It's just going to be tremendous. I can't wait. There might even be a bonus recipe at the end. I'm Chef Ani, so enough talking, let's get cooking. So the first recipe we are making is pumpkin oatmeal. I am an oatmeal type of girl. I love oatmeal for breakfast. The simplest way to make this oatmeal is in a pressure cooker, but you can also do it on the stovetop. I will leave a detailed recipe on my website, chefani.com, link down below. We're going to add in some coconut milk. I love my oatmeal very creamy. For my oats, I like to use Steel-Cut oats. They have a very nice texture and works really good for this recipe. And I like to use the 1 Degree brand. They're sprouted and they're really delicious. Not sponsored, just love this oatmeal. But you could use any Steel-Cut oats that you have. Now the most important part of this whole dish is pumpkin, so we are going to add that in now. Now this wouldn't be a Chef Ani video if we didn't add a little bit of maple syrup into this recipe, but if you don't have maple syrup, you can use whatever sweetener you like, or you could opt to leave it out of the oatmeal itself and pour it on top. It's totally up to you. I'm also going to add in some pumpkin spices like cinnamon, ginger, and allspice. But if you have like a pumpkin spice mix, that would work very well too. And a little salt. The nice thing about using a pressure cooker is you don't have to stir it during the cooking process. You can just pop the lid on, go about your business, get ready for the morning, get those kids all ready to go, and then you have breakfast all ready. Now we are ready to put the lid on, and you want to put it on high, and then we start it. Wasn't that simple? I love this way of doing breakfast, so easy. We are going to move this to the side while we work on our next recipe. Pumpkin scones are like one of my favorite things. Scones in general, I'll take any kind of scone, but pumpkin scones are really nice because the pumpkin in there helps it retain the moisture. It's delicious. So we're going to start with some flour, some baking powder, some sugar. I like to use all natural cane sugar, some salt, and as in the oatmeal, we want to add in those pumpkin kind of spices. So I'm using cinnamon, ginger, and allspice, but you could also use whatever kind of pumpkin spice you like. There's something about baking scones. I just think it is so charming. That's the secret to my scone recipe, is that I use coconut oil instead of like margarine or butter or something like that. I use coconut oil, and you might be surprised at how light these scones are. They are delicious. And you just want to cut the oil in until our dough has become like sand. It's very sandy like now, and that's exactly what you want. Next, we're adding in pumpkin to make these scones pumpkin scones, and some coconut milk. I like to use the Thai Kitchen brand because it has a very creamy texture, and you just want to mix this enough that you don't see any flour pockets in here, but not over mix the dough. Now the easiest way to cut scones is just to get it into a disc shape and then flatten it just a little bit like this, and you just want to be careful not to cut through whatever you're cutting on.
Speaking from experience, Sarah?
Yeah, speaking from experience. Look at how charming this is. Isn't this charming? Aren't you charmed over there, Mama?
So charmed.
And I like to just take a little bit of coconut milk and just spread it on the top. And I like to put a little demerara sugar on top just because it adds a little extra sweetness, a little crunch. It's really nice. And all we have left to do is to pop these in the oven to bake. Moving on to our pumpkin pancakes, I am so excited about this recipe. We're going to start with our wet ingredients, and I'm going to add in some lemon juice into the almond milk, and this will kind of curdle the milk and make our pancakes incredibly fluffy. I'm also going to add in some vanilla extract in there, and set that aside while we work on our dry ingredients. Starting with some flour, some sugar. I'm using all natural cane sugar, baking powder, and again our pumpkin spice seasonings. I'm using ginger, allspice, cinnamon, and to our dry ingredients we're going to add in our pumpkin, and we're going to add in our wet ingredients along with a little bit of melted coconut oil. Ooh, that looks good. Doesn't that look good? And you don't want to overmix this. You just want to stir it enough that you don't see any flour left in there, but lumps are okay. Smells so good in here. Look how fluffy those are. So fluffy. And the bonus recipe we are sharing today is this non-dairy pumpkin spice cream. It is delicious. You can put it on all sorts of things, pancakes, crepes, whatever you like. We're starting with some coconut cream, which I'm going to whip. I'm going to add in some canned pumpkin, some maple syrup just for sweetness, and a little bit of vanilla bean paste. This adds a really nice flavor, but you could also use vanilla extract. So now we have our pumpkin feast here. We have our pumpkin pancakes, our pumpkin scones, and our pumpkin oatmeal. Okay, let's have a little bit of our pumpkin oatmeal here. That is so good. It really is. So good. Let's do a nice scone. Let's see. Oh, look how beautiful. Isn't that good? Oh, I could eat these all day long. And now I'm going to try the pumpkin pancakes. You could have this with maple syrup or with that beautiful pumpkin cream. Oh, this is making all my pumpkin dreams come true. As always, you can find all these recipes on my website, chefani.com. I'll leave links down below. Thank you so much for watching and for going on this pumpkin journey with me. If you'd like to, please like and subscribe. It really does help me out, and I look forward to seeing you next Wednesday with another video.